Thank you, Dylan, for being here. Kiara, who's from Texas Academy of Biomedical Sciences. Oscar, how are you? Thanks for being here. We've got Oscar Dean Wyatt represented. You all, if you are just coming in, make sure to let us know what high school you're coming from. We'd love to know. Desiree, Eastern Hills, perfect. Awesome. Matthew, I see you from Arlington Heights, perfect. And then we're going to get started in just a few minutes. We were fortunate enough to get some extra time to spend together from the big group. So I'm excited for us to be able to use that together. Perfect. I see the chat slowing down, so that means we probably have just about everyone we're looking for, so that's perfect. My name is Dr. Erin Wilson, and I am so excited to be here with you today from TCU, and along with Dr. Barbara Brown-Herman, I'm sure she's waving her hand now, as well as Dr. Whitney Boyd, who you'll hear from a little bit later. I am excited to host you this morning. We only have a little bit of time together, so I want to share with you some amazing guest speakers that I have with us today, and then also some of the resources that we've collected to make this transition as smooth as possible as you're joining us here at TCU. So right before we get started, there's one thing that I want to remind you. I know you may be excited about being here, but if you're a junior, they have a very special program already set for you. So feel free to join that one. If you're a junior, you're always more than welcome to stay with us, but I wanted to make sure that you got the information you needed there. Let's see. I've got, hey, Chris, will you mind helping Caesar, who's in the chat? Perfect. And then we are going to go ahead and get started here. I want to make sure, is Anna here? There she is. Perfect. Awesome. So we're going to get started, and we wanted to hop in and let you hear from a student yourself. I think that you're going to hear a lot of voices of staff, and we're always here to support you and excited to make sure that you have all the resources you need. I think it's incredibly important for you to have the opportunity to hear from a student just like you about her experience here, coming from a Fort Worth ISD school, and then joining our community here at TCU. So Anna's gonna go ahead and share with you. I'm gonna spotlight her for everyone, so hopefully you'll be able to see her. And Anna, please feel free to share with us now. Thank you.
Are you able to hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. My full name is Adriana Kofer, but I go by Anna Kofer. I am a rising junior. Secondary education major. So first, I would like to thank you all for inviting me here this morning. And I want to start off by saying that one of the things that I love about TCU is definitely, I feel like the size is perfect for me. I still get to go to the really big football games and have great student events, but at the same time, it's I have great class sizes. I'm able to connect with a lot of my professors. I'm not just a number here at TCU. So that's one of the things that I love about TCU. The second thing that I love about being here is definitely just the community and the vast amount of resources. Honestly, coming into college, I didn't think it would be very close-knit and that I would have a lot of people supporting me in all areas, like in my major, just different people that I've met. I'm also a community scholar, so just having a family. I didn't think that I would get that experience coming into college. So definitely the community, the close-knit feel and the close-knit experience that I have is something that I love about being at TCU. Some challenges that I was afraid of encountering is Of course, the rigor. When I was in high school, I would always hear about how great the education here is. And I came from Dunbar High School, which, if you guys are familiar, it's in Stop 6. And so, of course, with that location, it was severely underfunded. We lacked a lot of resources. So coming into a high-ranked private institution, I was very afraid that I wouldn't succeed academically. But having that community and that support has brought me a really long way. And also the second thing is definitely being a young Black woman at a PWI. My school was predominantly Black. So, and the way that I've been able to persevere through that challenge is just finding my people, finding my place on TCU. The organizations I'm in, of course, like BSA, just things like that has really made me feel like I have a safe social space here for those times when I feel out of place. But yeah, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Anna. It is always a pleasure to hear from her, specifically because she's my sorority sister, newly minted, right? And so thank you so much for that and for sharing so much of your experience with us. So we're going to hop in because we only have a little bit of time together. So Sam, this is definitely for Texas Christian University. And so if you need some help getting over to TCC's session, then Chris will be able to help you in just a little bit, okay? So we're going to go ahead and hop in. I hope you can see my screen perfectly, but I want to share with you real quick for what we're here for. So when you took the T3 partnership pledge, it was a chance for you to really reflect on the future. You committed to doing a few things when you took that pledge. You committed to graduating from high school, to completing the FAFSA and the TASFA, to you commit to meeting TSIA requirements, also to completing 8 hours of community service before July 31st, or being able to opt out. I think you saw that in the first piece due to safety concerns, and also to enrolling into your post-secondary college or either university. So you're already at so many of those pieces, and let us know how we can support you in those. We're excited to help you to and through your journey to college and also beyond. So I'm going to have Dr. Whitney Boyd come and share with you a little bit about the T3 Scholar post-secondary experience, and she's also going to share with you a little bit about T3 scholarships.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wilson. So hello, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. And if you would take it to the next slide for me, please. Okay, so you've heard during the larger meeting too about the T3 post-secondary experience. So a part of what the partner institutions have committed to as a partner with T3 is to provide these different models that you see here. So you all will come to TCU as a cohort. And I know that throughout your time here at TCU, some of you may be associated with different programs. Like perhaps you may be a community scholar or a STEM scholar, a Chancellor scholar, or some other scholar on our campus. I know, Anna, you talked about being a community scholar. So if you are a part of one of those programs, that's the beauty of some of the models that we have at TCU. We want you to continue to be a part of those programs. And that is where the persistence coaching and the resources will come in. If you are not a part of those programs, no fear. We have wonderful people here today who will share with you about what resources you can connect with to be a part of a support program so that we can offer you the persistence coaching and resources. Summer Bridge programming, in a moment, you all will hear someone share with you about Frog Camp, which is one of our extended orientation programs. And you'll also hear about our wonderful orientation experience here at TCU. Also, there will be continued ongoing communication and mentorship through all of these different resources. So no fear, love, and support. And we will ensure that you can be successful and be connected with the resources that you need while you're here at TCU with us.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Whitney. I'm going to let you go ahead and share a little more about scholarships.
Okay, thank you. So if by any chance you have not received your financial aid package, I'm going to say it's in spam or somewhere because you definitely should have received that by now. But if you have not, we have the wonderful Leslie Parker here today who can, I'm sure, share with you on how to access that. But so everyone should have received your individual aid package from TCU at this point. But something else that, in addition to the aid package that you have, if you are at one of the 6 full launch high schools, and I actually took a screenshot of the 6 full launch high schools so that I could remember, and they are Diamond Hill, Jarvis, Dunbar, Eastern Hills, O.D. Wyatt, Poly, or Western Hills, then you are eligible to receive $500 per year from T3. And what TCU has committed to doing is matching that. So this is all in addition to the aid that you already have outlined on your financial aid package. If you continue through all of the different persistence coaching and the models and things that we have, you meet all of your T3 requirements, they will give you $500, and TCU will also match that $500 if you're at one of the full launch high schools. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Whitney. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to some folks that I'm so glad are here today. They're going to be some folks that are going to give you some incredible resources throughout your journey here, but especially as you're moving your way into TCU. So we've got some reminders and some resources, and we're going to start with my wall mate. We share an office space, and so I am so excited to turn it over to Mcwhorter, who is our Director of First Year Experiences.
Hello, everyone. So excited to be here with you today. It is now my favorite part of the year as our first year experience team is getting ready to roll into transitioning all of our incoming students to TCU. As Erin mentioned, my name is Mcwhorter, and I serve as the Director of First Year Experience, and I get to work with my awesome team as we coordinate and plan orientation, Frog Camp, and Frogs First, your Welcome Week experience. So those are all great events to get you prepared for academic life, resources, and connecting with fellow students and faculty and staff at TCU. So if you have not yet registered for orientation, do that as soon as possible. Our sessions are filling up, but we want to make sure that you're registered for this experience. It is a required 2-day experience, and it's an opportunity for you to engage with current students. You will meet with orientation leaders that are trained and have been through the experience that you are preparing for and want to be able to provide you resources and connect you with academics and give you the perspective of a current student. You will also register for your classes during orientation. And so that is very important for you to be able to walk away with a full schedule and ready to go for the fall semester. Before you arrive and come to orientation, you will receive some information. So make sure that you are checking your TCU email address. That is where your official communication will go to. So from financial aid and scholarships, from orientation and FYE housing, make sure that you are checking that TCU email. Also ensure that you have completed your pre-advising modules. Those are located in your My TCU under the admitted student task tile. And that needs to be completed before you come to orientation, because that is giving you that academic information that you need to get you set up for your orientation session. If you haven't, submit your health and immunization records, and you can do that through your student health portal. And then to see what your orientation is going to be like on your Android or Apple device, you can download the guidebook app and you'll search for TCU First Year Experience. And there will be a schedule for you as a student, or if you are bringing a family and guest member, so you can see where you're going to be at what time and what you're going to be learning. So if you do have more questions, you can contact us at sds@tcu.edu or fye@tcu.edu if you have any questions at all. We're super excited to see you, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, Tara. That was perfect. Knowing what resources are available to you in college is a major key to success. So again, we've got lots of people here that are invested in you and want to make sure that you have all the resources you need. Next up, we're going to hear from Leslie Parker, who is a fantastic financial aid advisor here, and she's going to share some information with you about that.
Hi, thank you so much. Like she said, my name is Leslie Parker. I'm a financial aid advisor here at TCU. My goal is to just share some important information, but keep it brief. As Whitney said, you should have already received your financial aid offer letter. If you have not, please contact our office as quick as possible, because more than likely there's potentially something that's holding that up that you need to complete to get that out to you. So hopefully you have received your financial aid offer. And one of the things that we need to do to prepare for the upcoming fall semester is get that aid processed so that it pays to your account. So one of those ways is for you to go into your student portal to accept that aid, to start processing for it to pay when we disperse aid in August. You can do so by logging into your TCU portal, going into your financial aid tile, and under the accept decline aid, you can make the adjustments there. In addition, there is typically going to be additional forms that you'll have to complete to process that aid further. That information is going to be listed also in your financial aid tile under the requested information tab. So this is where we'll list anything that we're needing to process your aid. As a good rule of thumb, I would check this at least once a week. Any delay in getting that information submitted to us could delay processing of your aid, and we don't want that, because we want your aid to be paid so you don't have to worry about getting a bill later on in the semester. In addition, any communication that goes out from our office is going to be sent to your TCU email account, so please be checking that a few times a week. If our office is trying to communicate with you, it's going to be some important information that you want to have. In addition, up until this point, we've been able to communicate with your parents about your financial aid information, but now that you're going to be enrolled, you are protected under some privacy rights. So if you are wanting to have your parents contact us and be able to discuss information, you will need to list them under your privacy permission. You'll do that through your student portal in the financial aid tile under privacy permission. Once you've started classes in the fall, keep in mind that there are academic requirements of continuing to receive your aid for next year. For academic scholarship recipients and financial aid recipients, this information would have been shared on your offer letter when you received it. It is also found on our website, or you can just call our office. We'll be glad to walk through the details of the academic requirements of the aid that you're receiving. Jumping ahead just a little bit, I know it's still very early, but for next year, financial aid, our priority funding deadline is going to be May 1st. The FAFSA will open up on October 1st of this year, so you'll have plenty of time between October 1st and May 1st to get that completed. Let me know if you have any questions, if you've forgotten anything since the last time you filled it out, since it's been a while. Our contact information is going to be by phone or email, 817-257-7858. Our email address is financialaid@tcu.edu. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Time. And we have 3 advisors, including myself. We will meet with you in person, by phone, or Zoom appointment, whatever you're most comfortable with. This was super brief, and I know that there's a lot more information and you probably have a lot more questions, so please feel free to reach out to us with any questions that you have. And thank you so much for listening and joining us today.
Thank you so much, Leslie. Yes, it is a lot of information that I know we're trying to get through quickly. So we'll make sure that we have time to, at the end, for people to ask questions, because we know we're throwing a lot of information at you. Here at TCU, we also want to make sure that we provide just about anything you need to help get through any roadblocks that'll keep you from being successful here at TCU. One of the best ways that we do this is through making sure that students have access and accommodation, information, as well as help. And so I've got Stacy Mason, who is our Associate Director of Student Access and Accommodation, and she's here to tell you a little bit more about how that is helpful.
Hello, good morning. My name is Stacy Mason, and I'm the Associate Director for Student Access and Accommodation at TCU. Dr. Wilson, I think if you'll go to the next slide. There we go. Like Dr. Wilson mentioned earlier, student access and accommodation makes sure that we create an inclusive educational environment at the TCU campus. Our office serves students that have a physical or mental health related disability or diagnosis, and the way we do that is through reasonable accommodation. Accommodations can be recommended for a variety of areas, but typically the top are academics, housing, and dietary concerns. The sooner you can start the process with us for accommodations, the better, especially related to housing. If you feel like you're going to need an accommodation in that area, I encourage you to reach out to us as soon as possible because you should have already filled out your housing application. The lottery is going to be happening pretty quickly, and we would love to get any accommodation related needs taken care of prior to or as soon as possible. Some things to remember is that all students must apply for accommodations through an online application that is available to you on our website. Our website also has a lot of good information to give you a little bit of a better idea of how our services work on campus, but you can go ahead and start now and submit your application if you're interested in accommodations for housing, dietary needs, or academics. Like I mentioned earlier, the application is available on our website under the Register Now tab. If at any point you have any questions, you can always reach out to our office and to one of our specialists to talk with you and walk you through that process. Another key component to our process is documentation. All students that register for accommodations have to submit documentation that's related to their concern. Typically, if you're already receiving accommodations in high school, you can reach out to your counselor or other faculty or staff to get a copy of that to provide to us, and that's going to help us move the process forward. Again, if I can impress upon it enough, it's important to start that process as early as you can. Sometimes it's difficult to get your documentation over the summer because schools and campuses are closed or it's down to a skeleton crew of staff. So we really want you to be able to get all the information that you need. If you have questions about documentation, we have guidelines that are available on our website. But again, we would be thrilled to speak with you about that and walk you through. If you don't have documentation or you have a concern, we can talk to you about that as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out. Our contact information is we're available by phone, via email, or when you come to orientation, you're more than welcome to stop by our office and chat with us. But our phone number is 817-257-6567. Our email address is studentaccommodation@tcu.edu. Always remember that accommodation has 2 C's and 2 M's. That helps me to remember as well sometimes. But I really encourage you, if you have any questions about our process, please give us a call. We're excited to have you on campus in the fall and to help you meet your accommodation needs.
Thank you so much, Stacy. I'm going to have to remember that too. I feel like when I'm typing it in, yes. See, why didn't anyone tell? That's what this is about. We're here to give you from even the smallest pieces to make this transition easier for you. So next up, I've got Ashley Edwards, who is going to tell you about one of the things where you're here for, right? To get those classes. And she's going to make sure you have a little bit of information that'll make that just even more easier. Ashley, all you.
Hi guys, good morning. So as Dr. Wilson said, we're talking about academic advising. It's funny, our office is also called academic advising, so it's really easy to remember where I'm at. But y'all all have an advisor assigned to you due to your major. You might also have an advisor if you're in an honors program in the pre-health career track. So there's lots of people looking to help you. There's faculty advisors, there's staff advisors. But the big thing to remember is please sign up for orientation, super important, because the second day is all about advising registration enrollment, and we're here to help you. Along the way, if you have any questions, our office coordinates academic advising in the summer for orientation, and our email is academic_advising@tcu.edu. While we don't advise all the students on campus, we answer a ton of questions and you guys are included in that. So please, 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 anything that you can think of, whether you want to change your major, you have questions about the core curriculum, anything like that, we'd be happy to help. But really just know you'll see us at orientation, so you'll have people to help you.
Thank you so much, Ashley. That was perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you're transitioning to TCU, we know that there's still the summer, right? And so it's incredibly important for you to know the resources that you have available for you to help this summer. So one of the largest ones that we have is TCU Frog Camp. Frog Camp is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I see some folks who have done it or either served as the staff member for it, understanding it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and it really introduces you to incoming students and especially to your new TCU community. It's an extended orientation program and it's offered off campus at different locations. And you'll really walk away from Frog Camps with new friends, with faculty and staff resources. You'll also have the opportunity to get some upper division mentors that will really care about your experience and are excited to experience TCU with you. You'll get an inside look at what it means to be a horned frog. You'll learn all those TCU traditions, so you're not just by yourself at the football game when people start yelling things out. You'll know exactly what it is and all the dances. And also one of the things that's most important is how to make a difference at TCU. Going to Frog Camp will help you understand how to do that and create a plan for you to be able to attack that in the fall. If you have already signed up for Frog Camp, woohoo! If you have not, it may get a little tough. There may be some waiting lists, but you're able to sign up through your My TCU account using the My TCU portal and clicking admission status and then the checklist tile. If you have any questions about that, of course, we've got Tara on the line who'll be able to help you in just a little bit if you got some deeper questions than that. Your next resource, which won't require any waiting list, any of those things, is Frogs First, which is so much fun because it takes place the first 5 days before you start your official jump off of your first day of classes. This starts on August 18th this year, and it takes place right before school gets started. It's designed to make sure that you're able to connect with fellow students, to reconnect with those folks that you got to know during Frog Camp and all those and staff and other people. And it's also to help you engage with even more faculty and staff, but it's one of the biggest things is to really create some fun memories right before you get started and to really feel engaged. I want to make sure that each of you realize how important it is to be intentional about making those connections, especially when you're at Frog Camp and when you're participating in Frog First. I know it's going to feel like a lot during that first few days being there, but the more you participate, the more you engage in those, the more you're able to create those connections and meet the folks that are going to help make this continue to feel like a community for you. One of the things that we also want you to realize is when you get to TCU, we don't just get you here through that bridge program and then leave you all alone, okay? We're here with you step by step. We want to make sure that you get here and have the resources, not just to survive at TCU, but like Anna talked about, to thrive at TCU. With that in mind, we have multiple programs that will have unique programming designed to provide you with persistence coaching. That's what we're calling it. When you get here, the stuff that we're doing to make sure that you not just survive, but you thrive is what we're calling our persistence coaching here. Like Dr. Boyd mentioned before, if you're a community scholar, a STEM scholar, or a Chancellor Scholar, then your scholarship cohorts will have all of the specific persistence coaching that you will need while you're here at TCU. But if you're not a part of one of those cohorts, it's it's just fine. We've got some other, some really close to my heart programs that are here to make sure that you have the same opportunities to be able to do that. So I have two guests that are here today, and they're going to share with you about their amazing programs and your opportunities to have persistence coaching through there. T3 scholars that are not in one of the cohorts that I mentioned earlier, you are required to join either L4L or participate in some of the student support services, persistence coachings and programs that we provide, but we're going to give you a little bit more information. So I have Reggie and Cynthia here to tell you about each of the programs. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Cynthia with student support services.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Wilson. I appreciate it. Yes, we are student support services. Some of you may be familiar, with SSS because you are part of a TRIO program already. Maybe you started in an Upward Bound or Talent Search. If you are TRIO, this will be an easy transition for you. If you're not part of a TRIO program currently, no worries, come find us. You do have to apply to be part of SSS. But once you're in the program, you're in for the remainder of your undergraduate journey. Our goal is to get you to go on to the next year academically successful and to enhance your experience to prepare you for what happens after college, whether that's graduate school, preparing you for your career. So what we really like to do is to create an environment where you feel comfortable coming to ask the questions that you may have about either academic questions or how to navigate college, how to get involved in different ways. Our space stays open extended hours, so our students have access to the staff in the program. We have tutoring, any sort of academic resource so that you're not coming out of pocket for different things you may need for your classes, whether that's calculators, software, different types of manipulatives. We have tutoring that we offer through our program. Everything that we offer through SSS, of course, is of no cost to the student. Our whole goal is to get you to graduation and to get you to have the best experience possible. We offer a lot of workshops and cultural activities through our program, and we also offer lots of different types of development. So we send our students, this picture here is a graduate school boot camp that we went to in Las Vegas. We took 17 students and we were able to go and learn about how to navigate graduate school, apply to graduate school. And while we were there, we also experienced some different cultural events and went to a few different shows in the Hoover Dam. So this is just one example of the many that we offer through our program. We want you to come to TCU and we want you to live it to the fullest, be your best academic self and be your best student self. We do start taking applications in the summer. I have included the QR code here, and I know that they're sharing our contact information with you guys at the end. So reach out if you have questions or want to talk through things. You can apply over the summer. We also have a SSS program that is specific for STEM majors and health science. So if you're coming in as an engineer or a nursing student or another kind of STEM field, we're looking to find resources that are specific to making you successful in your classes. So please reach out. We also, and this is the first time we're doing this, we're working with Tara at orientation. We will have a first gen lunch. It's the first day of every orientation and we'll have signs and we'll announce it, but just be on the lookout for that. We will have a first gen lunch so that we can share more information about student support services and other offices that are supporting first generation college students on campus. So we look forward to meeting you. We definitely want you to be part of our SSS family, and we are available for any questions that you may have.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. I'm going to turn it over to Reggie for him to share a little bit about Leaders for Life.
Thank you. Could you advance the slide for me?
I
please?
can. Let me get you spotlighted first. I want people to be able to see your face, Reggie, and then I got you. Actually, I'll do that. Let's see. Okay, hold on 1 second.
No worries.
There you go. Awesome.
All right, good deal. Appreciate it, Dr. Wilson. Good morning. Yes, good morning still. Good morning, everyone. Reggie Jennings, help oversee the Leaders for Life program with my colleague, Kate Bentley. She wasn't able to make it today. So quick overview, the Leaders for Life program, L4L for short, simply is a 4-year scholarship-based mentoring program that's really geared towards helping students grow holistically and obviously encourage and promote student success, right? So we have a mentoring model that really is the crust of the program and that really drives this thriving aspect that we look for in students. So coming in as a first-year student, you're mentored by juniors, and then sophomores are mentored by seniors. And here's the kicker, this is the good part I love about it. When those first-year students, sophomores become juniors and seniors, they then turn around and become those mentors to incoming students as well. And that's really giving back to a program that gave to you, right, your first 2 years, which is awesome and amazing. Kate and I, we oversee specific cohorts. So this year specifically, I'll be overseeing the class of 2025. So I'm looking forward to really getting to know everyone that's coming into the program, who applies and things of that nature. So as I mentioned before, really focus on holistic growth and student success. So that's personal and professional development, right? We really focus on the overall student, right? We want to make sure that you're being the best you can be in the classroom and outside the classroom, whether that's with your friends, family, and your career path and things of that nature, because we want to make sure that you're going to be a global citizen, like it says in our TCU mission, to really push forward and be the best that you can be. I mean, we do that through mentor meetings where this year you'll meet with a mentor 3 times a semester, do different workshops that are held within a UNLF course that you are required to take within this program. And another unique thing about L4L is that it is housed in student development services. So Dr. Willis, she's over the community of service, first year experience, Frog Camp. So we have direct access to a lot of resources to get you leadership opportunities at leadership centers within student development services, things of that nature as well. So all in all, it's a lot of information I would want to give you right now, but I know, we're short on time. We want to get some questions out for you all. So please take a screenshot, picture of this slide, send your information, first name, last name, TCU ID, cell phone number to l4l@tcu.edu. And please incorporate your personal and TCU emails so we can get you the information and take you guys forward from there. So appreciate you all's time and looking forward to meeting with you.
Thank you so much, Reggie. I also want to share one more piece that to me is incredibly important for moving into your transition here. So another resource that you need to consider taking is University Life. It's a course that is absolutely fantastic, and it is specifically created for your first semester in mind, but to get you throughout the rest of your time here at TCU. It's going to provide you with tons of knowledge and skills about how to successfully transition into the academic community here at TCU. You'll be provided an instructor. Several of us on here serve as instructors for this course. I'm excited to do that again this year. And then you'll also have a peer guide who's a student like you who took the course, but is there to help you really, really navigate all of the things and have check-ins and to make sure that you're getting access to all of the resources, which is the key word today that you need here at TCU, right? You'll get the opportunity to explore really the nature and the purpose of higher education. You'll get to really dive deep into critical thinking, goal setting. We're going to help you understand time management better, stress management, which we all know is incredibly important in college, give you those college resources, places that you would never think to even look, but all the things that we have, and make sure that you get the opportunity to learn in a diverse community among other topics that we'll make sure that we cover for you in your first year. So please make sure that when you come to orientation and you're setting your schedule for the semester, if you have questions, again, Ashley is a fantastic resource for that, but she, along with some other folks, will help you make sure that you can get UNLF or University Life onto your schedule. So that's incredibly important. Well, I'm talking about students that are also there to help make sure that your transition is smooth. I want to take a moment to shout out one of my favorite GAs this year. She can't tell anybody because they'd be jealous, but it's the truth. Shelby Johnson really made sure that you all would have all the resources you need. I know she's on the call, but thank you so much, Shelby, for everything you've done to make sure that we're able, I see her little heart. Thank you. To make sure that you all have the resources you need to be successful. So before we open it up really quickly for questions, I want to make sure and remind you to check out the T3 website for program information. They've got resources. Again, I feel like I've said that word 1,000 times today, but it's true. That's what you need in order to be successful for college and more. You can find out a lot of information that we went over today, specifically about T3 from this webpage. And also, you can look at the T3partnership.org/partners TCU page, and that will help you, again, have some really good resources that are available to you, but specifically to TCU. So without any further ado, we're going to open it up. Feel free to ask questions if you feel comfortable. We've got all of the folks who are on here that talk through a lot of different things, but whatever questions you have, if we don't have the answer today, we'll make sure that we get it to you. But feel free at this point to unmute yourself if you have a question or to drop them in the chat if you're more comfortable for that. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing the screen so that we can actually see some of your faces. Are there any questions, anything that we can go back over for you?
There's something in the chat box.
Oh, great. Awesome. Leslie says, how do I access my TCU email? I think the perfect person for that would be like Tara, since I know that that's a huge piece of orientation and get into that information. Is Tara still here? If not, I can cover it. There she is.
Yeah, I'm absolutely here. And Ashley and Whitney actually just posted some links in there. Not Whitney, Shelby, sorry. Just posted some information in the chat for how to access that and get everything set up. So that is perfect, and what you would need to follow to access your TCU email.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And that's incredibly important. If you do not do anything over this summer, which I hope you do lots of things, but if you don't do anything else with getting your transition to TCU together, it is check your email. Look at it, even check out the spam folder sometimes for hidden jewels that can find their way in there, especially when it comes to information for orientation, when it comes to Frogs First, when it comes to financial aid, when it comes to all of these things. Your TCU email address is where we will reach out to you, okay? So please, please, please make sure that you're checking that and keeping that up to date. I see Anna, you got your hand up, and then we're gonna hit Jade's comment that she just sent me. Anna?
I was just gonna say, some advice I would give is if y'all don't have the Outlook app on your phone, download that. So that emails can come to your phone like text messages, because don't make that mistake of trying to log into your school laptop every day to check emails. It's gonna feel like a chore. Because y'all are going to get a lot of important information. So it's a little blue app, and you can just download it and log into your TCU email, and you'll be getting your emails like straight to your phone. So definitely do that.
That is such good advice. I mean, I have to do that too. So it is such good advice to make sure that you're not missing anything. I had a couple questions in my direct box. One was specifically about like community scholar and T3. So one important piece to realize for that is, even if you're a T3 scholar, if you're a member of Community Scholars, the program, just like Anna is, if that makes sense, for her specifically, all of your persistence coaching, all of your community stuff that has to do with your scholarship will come specifically from your office. I know you've probably already met, I was about to say Miss Tamika, but it's Dr. Tamika. So I know you have met her, and so a lot of information will be coming from her in her office. And so you should not have very much to worry about when it comes to that. So any other updates, we'll make sure you have, but any of your persistence coaching, if you need anything during the summer, you're more than welcome to reach out to her or any of the folks that you see on the call that have answered questions here today. We're able to help you, but that will not, it should not affect anything for you, okay? That was a great question. Feel free to send them privately if you feel comfortable doing that, or unmute. I see Cynthia with her hand up. And so Cynthia, go ahead and share with us.
Wonderful. I just wanted to also clarify, if you are a community scholar or a STEM scholar and you would like to be part of student support services, you are absolutely able. I have plenty of chancellor scholars, community scholars, STEM scholars who want the additional resources and access to some of the events we do. And there are things that will double dip for your scholarship requirements that we program through our office. So.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that's a huge point to clear up. Also, through my office, you'll get the ability to make that service easy. A lot of your scholarship requirements will have service hour requirements. And so for sure, a lot of us work together to make sure that you have everything you need to be successful here. Again, like I said, not just survive here in college, but to thrive here at TCU. What else? We've got about 3 minutes more together. Anyone have any other questions or some tips that you want to make sure that they have before they leave? Checking my direct message to make sure I'm not missing anything. Or that I'm not missing any hands. Perfect. Anyone else?
Barbara has her hand up.
Oh, great. Okay, Barbara, go ahead. I can't see. I've got a lot of folks on.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to add my welcome and tell you all that I taught at Rosemont Middle School many years ago and have had kids and grandkids in the Fort Worth ISD. So I'm thrilled to welcome you all. I wanted to make sure you know that Frog Camp, all of our Texas camps are at no charge. So please sign up. That's really a great experience for you to have. And if you have any issues getting into a camp, call Student Development Services. We'll work with you, and that office will do whatever we can to help you in any way. So again, welcome.
Thank you so much. Yes, that is, thank you, Barbara, for saying that. Absolutely. That way you are able to have access to whatever you need. Let's see, I had a message from Leslie saying, as a T3 scholar, do we get direct help with financial aid if we don't go to any of those 6 schools that were mentioned before? Whitney, did you want to chat about that?
Yes. So yes, the answer is yes, yes, and yes, Leslie. You have the access to financial aid just as any TCU student. The only thing that was specific to those 6 high schools was T3's commitment. Our commitment to you at TCU is that you're a TCU student and you complete the financial aid requirements that Leslie talked about, and we are able to provide you with the financial aid package. If you have specific questions about your package, as Leslie shared, you can reach out to her or some of the other advisors who are in financial aid, and we could talk through any of those things with you directly.
Thank you. Thank you. That's perfect. Oh, perfect. Yes. So Cynthia just said, just as an FYI, she didn't get a chance to touch on it because, of course, everybody had like 3 minutes to share their entire life story because we wanted you to have the opportunity to hear from everyone. But Student Support Services also offers small grants every semester to help with any gaps based on need and participation. So perfect. And Leslie, yes, it's our pleasure to make sure that you have the answer to that. So it is 12 o'clock, and I believe in making sure that we keep our word and respect people's time. So if you have any questions this summer, whatever comes up, any of the folks that you saw on here, we're going to do everything we can. I'll probably connect with Chris to see if we can get the email addresses for folks who were on here so we can make sure to send you a list of the people who were here with resources. So if you need to contact us, you can, but the TCU website, as well as the fantastic website that T3 has put together for partners. So for the TCU website has just about everything you need in order to get any question you have asked. Like Whitney said, welcome. We're so excited to have you a part of our family. all that's left to say is go Frogs. We'll see you soon, hopefully at Frog Camp. You guys have a good rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.